This is third time is a charm. So it looks like the mic is on, my earbuds are in. So we're going to assume things are going well. Um, it is Saturday. This is Walking Wisdom with Laurel. I am Laurel Rutledge, your Chief Navigation Officer, helping leaders, both corporate and business owners, to navigate the complexity of business strategy, connecting to people strategy, and just all around just like to learn and do good things for people. So as I was walking today, I was listening to Hidden Brain, another one of my favorite podcasts, and it was the topic was about doubt, and um, it was a very interesting episode. But what was coming up for me was my marketing coach posted something several weeks ago, and the question was, "Are you resourced and ready?" And her premise was, are you building something that allows you to be ready for what comes and then have the resources to be able to respond in a way that you want to respond to that? So, if you think about being able to sponsor a table at an event or give to your favorite charity or be able to respond to someone in need, or if there's a great opportunity that comes for you, are you able to be ready, right? It's kind of like that whole idea of luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So are you resourced and ready? And that's been playing in my mind quite a bit because, when you ask for something and you prepare for something, the other part of being resourced and ready is, are you really ready to receive what you say you want? Are you ready to receive what you're asking for? And I had several things come up over the last few weeks that are absolutely answers to prayers, and um, and I am prepared. I prepared, logically and actually for the thing. But the question I had to ask myself was, are you prepared, like energetically? Like, are you prepared for the taxing on your brain, the taxing on your energy, the taxing on your uh, peopling, right, capacity? Are you resourced and ready to respond to the gift of what you've been asking for actually arriving for you? Hmm? It's a really interesting question because I think many of us would say, yeah, 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 I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Give it to me, it's ready. I'm full bore, it's no problem, I am ready to go. But is that true? Is that true? I don't know. Because there are times when we think we're ready, and then when the thing we ask for shows up, it's like, oh, wait, either it didn't show up exactly as the way we wanted it to, or it showed up quicker, or we've been waiting so long that we may have given up at some level. And how are you really, good morning, how are you really responding to being ready for that thing that showed up for you? So that whole idea of being resourced and ready and being prepared for the thing that's coming has kind of a deeper piece to it, you know? Again, this particular podcast I was listening to was about doubt and how doubt is not necessarily an enemy, but that doubt can actually be really powerful if we use it as information. And in this preparation and these thought process that I was having, the other piece of that was, there's also this idea that everything is absolutes, right? Everything happens in absolutes. We think in absolutes, that it's all or nothing. It's yes or no. Those things we say. Your yes should mean yes, your no should mean no. Make a decision. Innovation is fast, fail fast. All of these things that make us say that any kind of doubt or indecisiveness means you're not ready, means you're not capable, or all of the things that we get in our heads about. But as I was listening to this podcast, this kind of different perspective around really great leaders, and the fact that that experience of really great leaders, the things that they've done, the things that they've seen, that their decisiveness also comes from a perspective of really asking more questions, right? Good morning. Asking more questions, that they're not indecisive, they're not necessarily slow to decide, but their ability to look at data and then question the data, ask deeper questions, ask questions that are more global or zoom out to see enables them to make decisions. And I think this person said, it's not about finding an answer, but more about making an answer, which I thought was very insightful. And so if we think about, you know, are we ready? Are we resourced and ready for the thing that we say we want, right? That position we've been looking for, that promotion, that big project, that new piece of business. Are we resourced and ready? Are we ready for that to come? And also, are we taking the time in getting resourced and ready to take the doubt, the indecision, the intuition, and actually use it as a tool as opposed to passing judgment on that doubt and saying, oh, if I'm doubting, then I must not know, or I must not be ready, or I must not be capable. Those things are not necessarily connected, but rather, how are we using the doubt and the intuition to be deeper in our questions? The example they gave was they did an experiment with some military people. Some were, generals, some were captains, and they gave them all the same data. And the folks that were less experienced were like, "Yep, here's what based on the data, here's what we need to do, and here's why that makes sense." Right? That confirmation bias, how we look for the support for what our decision is in the data that we're given. And the folks who were more senior, and all of these people were told, once you get the data, ask, what is your list of questions you would ask? The more senior people had all of these questions that asked deeper detail, like what does this really mean? And if we do this, what could be the outcome? So that whole idea of scenario planning is critical in decision making, right? Getting us out of the absolutes, out of the binary, and saying, yes, we need to focus on the what, because the how will take care of itself. I've said that a lot of times. And many times we say that, right? Decide on the what stays constant, and then you can figure out the how. The reason is because a lot of times we get so caught up in the how that we never move to the what, right? You're trying to circumvent that other behavior. But today, in thinking through it and listening to this, is that how process of, okay, here's what we're going to do. We have decided this is what we're going to do. Now, let's move our hindsight up and let's try to pick it apart, right? Like, so we're going to launch this thing, and let's say in 3 months, it's a complete disaster. How do we know that? What do we do about it? Do we flex or do we undo? And really asking those more detailed questions enables you to have the opportunity to, in hindsight, move hindsight to foresight, to question without judgment, to evaluate with a critical eye, to use your curiosity, right? To turn that doubt into curiosity. This doesn't feel right. Why doesn't that feel right? What is it? What's sticking out? What is your intuition telling you? And using that as a superpower as opposed to a way to beat yourself up or slow momentum. So, on this Saturday, that's your walking wisdom, right? Are you resourced and ready? When that thing shows up, are you ready for it? And in your readiness, in your preparation, have you given yourself the opportunity to ask the deeper questions, to think critically, to look at data as just information, right? It's the insight from the information that's the value. Those additional questions, that discerning, what are the dots that are connecting? What does this tell me? What are the trends? What are the trends that I thought were there, but the data says they're not? Is the data even accurate, right? That curiosity is a game changer. And it's curiosity for the sake of really being curious, seeking to understand, right? And recognizing our own confirmation bias, recognizing our own desire to find data that supports what we really want to do. And that's going to happen because we're human, right? But how do we sit in a place that even just acknowledges that, I'm just going to do this. I've just decided I'm going to do this. And then I will just be prepared for whatever happens, right? Resourced and ready. So on this Saturday, go out, get resourced and ready. So when that thing comes to you that you have been seeking, that you have been wanting, that your desires have put at the top of your head for months and months and months, when it comes to you, that you are ready to respond and respond in a way that is effective and efficient. Okay? All right. Thank y'all for joining Walk in Wisdom with Laurel. Oh, I forgot. Coming up, April 10 and 11, the Grove immersion for CHROs is happening. It's limited to 10 people. I've got a small conference room, so I'm limited to 10 people. So there's plenty of room. It is 2 days of using my alignment, vision, action framework to really rest and reset for chief human resources officers, but also to do work. It's a space where we often don't have the ability to just pause and think without all the noise, where you aren't just walking in and all of a sudden people are, asking you something in the very middle. So really, really think about if you know a CHRO who's ready to find a place to do the hard work, but also to reset herself as the leader she knows she is and build the team she knows she can build, then have them reach out, send a DM. You can go on my LinkedIn page, Laurel-K-Rutledge, and I'll be posting about it there. Send me a DM through LinkedIn, and I can get her connected. We can get on a call and see if this is the right season for her to become a part of the Grove. Again, the Grove Immersion for CHROs on April 10 and 11 in Houston, Texas, and Edu. All right. Have a great Saturday, y'all. Take care. See you next week.